White elephants are those exaggerated and expensive constructions and quite useless. As time passes, those structures tend to become abandoned, causing millionaire losses. Even despite the high number of investigations and studies and the hiring of competent professionals, some decisions of those megaprojects weren't quite accurate or wise. And what was supposed to be a megaproject is over, becoming a mega agony. And that is exactly what we are going to talk about today. In this video, we are going to explore the most 6 useless megaprojects of the world that ended up being misused and even useless to the world. But before we continue, make sure that you give that like button and subscribe to the Surprisingly channel. Number 1. Brasil Beach. To start softly, let's begin with a not so much useless project, but badly used. Brasil Beach has the biggest pool in Brazil, with more than 65,000 square feet. Located in Mato Grosso, this extensive and quite expensive pool has the technology used in the biggest swimming pool in the world, crystal legumes. But what did make this pool so useless? The truth is that this swimming pool belongs to a private condominium, which means that the only people that can use this megaproject are the residents of the condominium. And just like who lives next to the beach goes to the beach, the residents don't usually go to the swimming pool. It's quite usual to find this pool completely empty, even at weekends. What a waste. Number 2. Ryugyong Hotel. In 1987, a very ambitious project was started in Pyongyang, the capital of North Korea. The building of the future biggest hotel in the world. With the vision to attract Western investors, this megaproject goal was to build a hotel 1,082 feet tall and 105 apartments. However, people dreamed too big. With an initial investment of $750 million, Ryugyong Hotel is another useless megaproject. After 5 years of construction, in 1992, the construction was interrupted on account of problems with methodology construction and materials. But in 2008, its construction was restarted, with an additional investment of $180 million, with a total of $930 million. This megaproject is still being built today. On top of that, in the last 34 years of construction, this billion-dollar hotel is being used as a reference point in the city, as a usual cafe. Let's give them credit for that. Number 3. Ciudad Real Central Airport. This ghost airport in Spain is one of the biggest airports in Europe and the entire world. So this airport must be a very busy airport, right? Not at all. Created in 2008, this airport lasted for 4 years, declared bankrupt in early 2012. The airport's main runway has a stunning 3,000 miles of extension, being in total 4,000 square miles of constructed area. The price of this failed megastructure was more than $1 billion. From investors to tourists, this failed airport was expected to have 5 million travelers per year, but the reality was quite different. In the most successful years of this airport, there were 20,000 passengers using it. But it's still very far from 5 million. But why did this airport was built in the first place? Well, Spain is one of the most visited countries in Europe, and building an airport equivalent to Madrid would highly decrease the number of people using it, decentralizing a little the airport organization. Overall, this would be a great project, but unfortunately its feasibility has not been studied. Only one airline showed interest in using the airport. Nowadays, Ciudad Real Central Airport is no more than a ghost airport, being used only as a parking lot for old airplanes. Quite insulting. Number 4. Naypyidaw. Now we are going to far Southeast Asia, in Myanmar. In 2005, the city capital of Myanmar was switched to a more coastal Naypyidaw. Located in the interior of the country, Naypyidaw is a true farm of mega masterpieces, and their construction generated a cost of almost $500 million to the public safes. Naypyidaw has around 480,000 hectares, being 6 times bigger than New York City. It looks great, and the truth is that Naypyidaw has everything, except people. This huge city has around 1 million inhabitants, but Naypyidaw looks empty all the time. Their large avenues and roads are almost empty, and when it does have, it doesn't pass 5 vehicles. This impressive highway has almost 200 miles and surprisingly 20 lanes of circulation. But why did this developing country create such an expensive megaproject? Well, it can be because it wanted to bring more people to use and cross the country, making the economy more fluent. But the truth is that the cause of this useless megaproject is still full of rumors. I think that a traffic jam is quite impossible. Number 5. We've talked about useless pools, useless airports, useless billion-dollar projects, and even entire cities. What other megaprojects can we consider useless? Forest City. More than a regular city, Forest City, located in Malaysia, was supposed to be a futuristic city, full of trees in the buildings to give a green look. This city is built on top of an artificial island, and its futuristic look is like a call for investors. This city theme is specifically advertised to incorporate green plans and innovations, which provides a mix of the urban and rural environment at the same time and place. The city was divided into 2 levels. While the first level was created for traffic and parking lots, the second level would have transport hubs, sports facilities, and feature parks. This artificial island is completed with 50 apartment buildings, beaches on board, and huge swimming pools. It will be powered only by renewable energy. It is estimated to be fully complete by 2035, with an investment of amazingly $100 billion. But what's the problem with this project after all? Well, unfortunately, political hurdles. Let me explain. The project is being funded mainly through China. Chinese residents used to have a free pass to the city in the first years of its construction. In response, wealthy Chinese investors who couldn't afford the high prices of apartments in their own country went to Forest City. And by 2019, already 80% of the property owners were Chinese investors who left China. The Malaysians just can't afford to buy these apartments as the property prices are set with only the Chinese markets and not the Malaysian ones. This high amount of Chinese investors caused a public outcry, saying that those investors were using the Forest City as a form of colonialism. So, Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad banned foreigners from owning property in the Forest City, including Chinese investors. As you can imagine, the foreigners started leaving the city, which made new potential investors step back. On top of that, the pandemic made worldwide travel to be temporarily finished, which made Malaysia's movement control order mean that no new investors could move in, making investors leave the project due to the uncertainty of everything. As a consequence, in early 2020 there were less than 500 people who bought an apartment or house who actually lived in the Forest City. And considering that the Forest City was designed for 700,000 people, completing only 0.07% of the total capacity. And since the start of the pandemic, only 10 houses and apartments were sold. Unfortunately, this is why Forest City comes in the top 1 of a complete failure and a useless multi-billionaire project, making it currently the most useless low-return investment of the entire world. Leave in the comment down below what of these useless megaprojects called your attention, and don't forget to subscribe to Surprisingly and give that juicy like button down below. See you next time.